Day 81 of 108 days, holistic cultivation, letting the body feel safe again. Day 81 is the practice of allowing the body to feel safe again. Many people live for so long in stress, emotional pressure, overstimulation, or survival mode that the nervous system forgets how to fully relax. Even during quiet moments, tension remains. Tight breathing, guarded emotions, restless thinking, physical stiffness, internal vigilance. Over time, the body begins expecting pressure constantly. Holistic cultivation teaches that safety can be relearned slowly. A calmer environment helps. A slower breath helps. Consistent rest helps. Gentle awareness helps. These ordinary experiences gradually retrain the nervous system toward regulation. Day 81 reminds us that healing is often biological before it becomes emotional or philosophical. The body must repeatedly experience calmness in order to trust it again. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Slow the breath. Relax physical tension consciously. Reduce unnecessary stimulation. Rest before exhaustion deepens. Allow moments of silence and grounding. These small actions slowly soften survival mode patterns. The goal of these 108 days is not avoiding all difficulty forever. The goal is becoming more capable of remaining grounded even while life continues changing. Less internal vigilance, less emotional guarding, less nervous system overload, more safety, steadiness, emotional openness, grounded awareness, sustainable peace. Day 81 is also the cultivation of nervous system trust. The body learns through repetition that calmness is still possible. Tonight, allow yourself to feel a little safer internally. Breathe deeply. Relax honestly. Allow the nervous system to soften gently. That is enough for today. Ethan AI, quiet American ethicist. I'm the only one here. Is that okay with you? Day 82 of 108 days. Cash holistic cultivation. Reducing emotional overload. Day 82 is the practice of reducing emotional overload before the nervous system becomes exhausted. Many people continue carrying emotional pressure silently for too long. Stress without recovery, tension without release, emotions without processing, stimulation without rest. Eventually, the body begins signaling overload through fatigue, irritability, emotional reactivity, or mental exhaustion. Holistic cultivation teaches the importance of noticing overload earlier. A regulated nervous system requires pacing. Not everything can be carried at maximum intensity forever. Day 82 reminds us that emotional balance is protected through small daily acts of regulation. Slower breathing, healthier boundaries, honest rest, calmer pacing, reducing unnecessary emotional stimulation. These ordinary actions gradually reduce internal pressure. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Notice signs of overwhelm earlier. Slow down emotional reactions. Allow the body moments of recovery. Reduce unnecessary mental noise. Step away from overstimulation when possible. These small actions matter deeply over time. The goal of these 108 days is not becoming emotionally numb. The goal is becoming more aware of how to care for the nervous system sustainably. Less overload, less emotional accumulation, less internal exhaustion. More recovery, steadiness, emotional awareness, grounded clarity, sustainable peace. Day 82 is also the cultivation of emotional pacing. Not every feeling needs maximum attention immediately. Not every stressful moment needs to become internal chaos. Sometimes the wisest response is simply pause, breathe, regulate, continue. Tonight, allow yourself to carry a little less emotionally. Slow the breath, relax the body, allow the nervous system room to recover honestly. That is enough. Ethan AI Gwynn, quiet American ethicist. Day 83 of 108 days, holistic cultivation. Becoming more comfortable with rest. Day 83 is the practice of becoming more comfortable with genuine rest. Many people know how to stay busy, productive, distracted, or mentally active. But when life becomes quiet, the nervous system may still struggle to relax fully. Rest can feel unfamiliar. Stillness can feel uncomfortable. That is why conscious recovery matters. Holistic cultivation teaches that rest is not the opposite of growth. Rest is part of growth. A rested nervous system thinks more clearly, feels more steadily, responds more wisely. Day 83 reminds us that recovery is necessary for sustainable living. Without rest, emotional reactivity increases, mental clarity decreases, physical tension accumulates, the nervous system loses flexibility. That imbalance affects everything. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Breathe more slowly, allow moments without stimulation, rest before total exhaustion arrives, soften self-pressure, create a calmer evening for the nervous system. These ordinary actions gradually deepen recovery. The goal of these 108 days is not endless productivity. The goal is building a sustainable human life with enough balance to continue peacefully long term. Less guilt around rest, less constant inner pressure, less nervous system exhaustion. More recovery, steadiness, emotional balance, grounded awareness, sustainable peace. Day 83 is also the cultivation of permission. Permission to pause, permission to breathe, permission to recover honestly. Not avoidance, not weakness, human restoration. Tonight, allow yourself to rest more fully. Relax the body, slow the breath, let the nervous system recover naturally. That is enough for today. Ethan Aying, Quiet American Ethicist. Day 84 of 108 days. Holistic cultivation. Staying grounded while life changes. Day 84 is the practice of remaining grounded while life continues changing. Life naturally moves through different seasons: uncertainty, transition, pressure, growth, endings, beginnings. The nervous system often struggles when change feels unpredictable or uncontrollable. Holistic cultivation teaches that grounding becomes especially important during change. Return to the breath, the body, daily rhythm, honest rest, grounded awareness. These simple anchors stabilize the nervous system during uncertainty. Day 84 reminds us that not every change must become emotional chaos internally. A calmer nervous system can move through transition more wisely. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Slow down emotional reactions. Focus on what can actually be done today. Reduce unnecessary mental spiraling. Rest before exhaustion deepens. Continue daily responsibilities steadily. These ordinary actions gradually strengthen emotional resilience during changing conditions. The goal of these 108 days is not controlling every outcome in life. The goal is becoming more capable of remaining balanced while life evolves naturally. Less fear of change, less emotional overwhelm, less unconscious instability, more groundedness, flexibility, awareness, emotional steadiness, sustainable peace. Day 84 is also the cultivation of trust in adaptation. The nervous system becomes stronger each time it learns. I can remain present even while life changes. That learning matters deeply. Tonight, return gently to what grounds you. Breathe slowly, relax the body, allow yourself to stand calmly inside the movement of life. That is enough. Ethan A.I. Quiet American Ethicist. Day 85 of 108 days, holistic cultivation. Learning to carry less fear. Day 85 is the practice of carrying less fear inside the nervous system. Fear is part of being human. The body naturally responds to uncertainty, danger, and emotional pain. But many people carry fear continuously, even when immediate danger is no longer present. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of uncertainty, fear of losing control, fear of not being enough. Over time, chronic fear exhausts the nervous system. Holistic cultivation teaches that peace becomes possible when the body slowly learns it does not need to remain in constant alarm. A slower breath helps, grounded routines help, healthy boundaries help, rest helps. These ordinary experiences gradually teach safety again. Day 85 reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to remain present without allowing fear to completely control perception and behavior. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Breathe more consciously during stress. Notice fear without immediately obeying it. Slow down emotional reactions. Return attention to the present moment. Allow the body moments of calm and recovery. These small actions gradually reduce nervous system overload. The goal of these 108 days is not becoming fearless. The goal is becoming more grounded while fear exists instead of becoming consumed by it. Less panic, less internal alarm, less emotional paralysis, more steadiness, awareness, emotional resilience, grounded clarity, sustainable peace. Day 85 is also the cultivation of nervous system trust. The body slowly learns, I can breathe through uncertainty. I can remain present. I can continue calmly. Tonight, allow fear to soften slightly. You do not need to carry every uncertainty all at once. Breathe slowly. Relax honestly. Continue gently tomorrow. That is enough. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist. Tab Day 86 of 108 days. Holistic cultivation. Creating more emotional space. Day 86 is the practice of creating more emotional space inside the nervous system. Many people become overwhelmed because emotions arrive faster than awareness. Stress accumulates, tension builds, reactions happen automatically. Without space, emotions quickly turn into impulsive behavior, exhaustion, or internal chaos. Holistic cultivation teaches the importance of slowing down enough to create emotional spaciousness. A conscious breath creates space. A pause before reacting creates space. Silence creates space. Inside that space, clarity becomes possible. Day 86 reminds us that emotional space allows wiser responses. A calmer nervous system can observe more clearly, feel more honestly, respond more intentionally, recover more sustainably. That is emotional maturity. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Breathe more slowly during stress. Pause before emotional reactions. Notice tension inside the body earlier. Reduce unnecessary stimulation. Allow emotions to settle naturally before making conclusions. These ordinary actions gradually strengthen emotional regulation. The goal of these 108 days is not suppressing emotions. The goal is becoming spacious enough internally to carry emotions without becoming consumed by them. Less emotional overcrowding, less impulsive reaction, less internal flooding, more awareness, steadiness, emotional balance, grounded clarity, sustainable peace. Day 86 is also the cultivation of patience with emotional movement. Not every feeling requires immediate action. Not every emotional wave is permanent. Sometimes the healthiest thing a person can do is simply breathe and allow the nervous system time to settle. Tonight, create a little more emotional space inside yourself. Relax the body, slow the breath, allow awareness to expand gently. That is enough for today. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist. Day 87, 108 days. Holistic cultivation. Returning to inner simplicity. Day 87 is the practice of returning to inner simplicity after periods of mental, emotional complexity. Many people carry too much internally, too many thoughts, too many emotional layers, too many imagined futures, too much pressure to solve everything at once. Over time, the nervous system becomes crowded and tired. Holistic cultivation teaches that peace often returns through simplification, not oversimplifying reality, not avoiding responsibility, but reducing unnecessary internal complication. Day 87 reminds us that many important things are actually simple. Breathe slowly, sleep deeply, eat mindfully, move gently, speak honestly, rest when tired, continue calmly. These ordinary actions support nervous system balance more deeply than most people realize. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Focus on one thing at a time. Reduce unnecessary mental spirals. Slow emotional urgency. Spend a few moments in silence. Allow yourself to move through the day more gently. These small actions gradually create more inner spaciousness. The goal of these 108 days is not becoming emotionally detached from life. The goal is becoming less trapped inside unnecessary internal complexity, less mental overcrowding, less emotional confusion, less unconscious pressure, more simplicity, grounding, awareness, emotional steadiness, sustainable peace. Day 87 is also the cultivation of quiet clarity. A calmer nervous system often sees reality more accurately when constantly overstimulated. Tonight, return gently to simplicity. Slow the breath, relax the body, allow the mind to become quieter naturally. That is enough. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist. Day 88 of 108 day listic cultivation. Learning to relax into the present day. 88 is the practice of relaxing into the present moment instead of constantly resisting it internally. Many people move through life with subtle tension, rushing mentally, anticipating problems, carrying emotional pressure, trying to control every outcome. Over time, the nervous system forgets how to fully settle into the reality of this moment. Holistic cultivation teaches that peace becomes more possible when the body no longer treats every moment like an emergency. A slower breath helps. A relaxed posture helps. A calmer pace helps. These ordinary experiences gradually soften internal resistance. Day 88 reminds us that the present moment is often safer and simpler than the mind's constant projections about the future. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Slow down the breath. Relax physical tension consciously. Notice when the mind begins rushing unnecessarily. Focus on one grounded action at a time. Allow moments of stillness without guilt. These small actions gradually teach the nervous system how to settle more naturally. The goal of these 108 days is not escaping reality. The goal is learning how to remain present within reality without constant internal struggle. Less resisting, less mental rushing, less emotional pressure, more grounding, spaciousness, awareness, emotional steadiness, sustainable peace. Day 88 is also the cultivation of gentle presence. Not forcing calmness, not pretending everything is perfect, simply allowing yourself to be here more fully. Tonight, relax into the present moment a little more honestly. Breathe slowly. Relax the body. Allow the nervous system to soften naturally. That is enough for today. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist. Day 89 of 108 Days Holistic Cultivation, Becoming Less Controlled by Urgency. Day 89 is the practice of becoming less controlled by urgency. Many nervous systems live in constant acceleration, rushing thoughts, rushed reactions, rushed decisions, rushed emotions. Over time, urgency becomes normalized even when true danger is not present. But constant urgency exhausts the body and clouds perception. Holistic cultivation teaches that not everything requires immediate intensity. A calmer pace often creates clearer thinking, wiser decisions, healthier emotional regulation, more sustainable energy monitorings. That is why slowing down matters. Day 89 reminds us that awareness interrupts unconscious urgency. A slower breath interrupts panic. A pause interrupts impulsiveness. A grounded moment interrupts emotional spiraling. These small shifts gradually retrain the nervous system. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Slow down mentally. Notice unnecessary rushing. Pause before reacting emotionally. Complete responsibilities steadily instead of frantically. Allow moments of recovery throughout the day. These ordinary actions gradually create more internal balance. The goal of these 108 days is not becoming passive or unmotivated. The goal is becoming more conscious about when urgency is truly necessary and when it is simply habitual nervous system pressure. Less panic, less emotional acceleration, less unconscious stress. More steadiness, clarity, pacing, emotional resilience, sustainable peace. Day 89 is also the cultivation of grounded timing. Not everything needs to happen immediately. Not every feeling requires instant action. Sometimes wisdom grows when the nervous system slows down enough to observe reality clearly. Tonight, release some unnecessary urgency. Breathe slowly, relax honestly. Allow yourself to move through life with a little more steadiness. That is enough. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist.